Hey YouTube, here we are again. This week's video, a little different. You're actually going to see one of my bikes and me working on the bike. This kind of goes back to what I said in the very first video I did here, the reason I started this YouTube channel. A friend of mine died of cancer last summer, and to me it was a wake-up call that I needed to get my ass in gear and do some of the stuff that I've always wanted to do, check off that bucket list. And building this bike has been a long drawn out process. Sometimes needlessly, sometimes I was just lazy, sometimes I didn't have any money, but now's the time to get motivated and get it done. So it's my 06 Sportster that I had hardtailed, and making some major changes on the way it turned out after I got it back from bitter end. That's what projects do. They change right in the middle of things, and I'm sure some of you know that. You just change directions. I see it all the time in Facebook Marketplace. You know, they built this engine or built this car or whatever, and then all of a sudden they're selling it because they've changed directions. So, in the scheme of things, not a big, not a big change, but big enough. I want to thank Mike for all his help. You'll see him a little bit in the video doing some welding for me. But then most of it's just arts and crafts, and I'm cutting out cardboard. And then going to take the bike and those pieces of cardboard up to Philo, up in Eldridge, Iowa, and have Billy cut me out those pieces out of sheet metal and do a little fabrication work for me, and then we'll get it down here and fit it up and go from there. Hopefully it turns out really good, and I'm really liking the direction that it's taken. I'm getting more focused on that, the look that I'm kind of going for. So with that, enjoy the video. If you like it, hit that like button. Hit it now while we're talking about it. Okay, that's it. I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching. Okay, even though the name of the channel is not my Bleeping bike, we're going to look at one of my bikes today and some of the changes that I'm going to make. I started out with this. I had the hardtail section done at Bitter End Choppers over in Winterset, and Big L did a good job putting that in and making some of the modifications that I wanted there. But as things do, my plans are changing. I'm going to remove this sissy bar. That flashlight's going, and quite possibly the seat, we'll see. And I'm going to be mocking up some stuff today, like a fender strut here to take, support the fender, and going to fill in this area right in here with sheet metal. Cutting everything out with cardboard today, just getting it mocked up, and then we'll go from there. Do have to do some welding on some things, but we'll see what we can get done today. And then the parts that I'm mocking up with cardboard, I'm going to take up to Billy at Philo Customs, have him cut the parts out with plasma on his plasma table, and then we'll get those welded in. So that's my bike. This is a 2006 Sportster that I've had for some time, and it has been a project for some time. Friends and family would note that this is the bike that used to be in my living room, and I would light up or I decorate for Christmas. Okay, so after some discussion with Mike, just now, because I'm planning on eliminating that sissy bar, Mike got to looking at it from behind here, and if you look closely, the left side of that fender is dipped down more than the right. And then I got to looking at it, and I can see that tail light is also crooked. I plan on eliminating it anyway. We're going to go a different direction completely with fender support and that kind of thing, and lighting, so it's not going to make any difference. Mike also noted, and this is just kind of, it's a minor thing, but it makes a difference in the aesthetics of the bike. If you look from this side carefully, you see the ridge of that tire against the fender, and if you look forward, you can see there's a difference in the gap, and so that tire is pushed back too far. Now that can be easily adjusted here at the adjuster right here. So we can move that forward and get it centered in the fender, and then just get that locked down. So it'll aesthetically look a whole lot better than it does now. It's just one of those little details that is important when doing something like this. So I'm going to take that sissy bar off. We're going to get it up on a lift and straighten that fender back out, get some supports welded in there, and continue on making my support for the back. So I'm going to put you back on fast motion, and we'll go from there. So far, you've watched me play with scissors for a good part. Good thing it's in fast motion. Here you can see it with the sissy bar off and what have you. And then we got the fender squared away. And we just have some all thread right there, tacked in place to hold the fender in shape. And I'm working my way forward with all the gussets and what have you to secure that fender. I had been cutting a piece to fill this area right here, and then just kind of jump the shark as far as how much trimming I got done. So I'm starting over. Have fun watching me play with scissors again. So here's where I'm at so far. I got my fill piece in on the front of the fender here. My fender strut, that red piece that curves back. I got that pretty much where I wanted. And the gusset right here. My current dilemma, I'd like to carry that out down there where that other piece of cardboard is, to bring that back. And I'm almost toying with the idea of filling this area right in here with a piece of plate. And all my electronics could go and sit down there. I'm kind of getting a drag race feel out of the way the bike's laid out, stretched out and low. So may go with that. Do a little update on the trucker bike. As you'll recall, all the tank and everything was all taped out before. And this is the paint being done. I think Brian still has some work to do as far as the clear coat, and you wouldn't believe the amount of buffing and polishing and sanding and everything else that goes with along with this to make that paint flow and be smooth and shiny and everything else that goes along with having the kind of paint jobs that these guys do. The paint is supposed to be some special, I want to say Peterbilt paint, exclusive for Peterbilt. It looks black, but there's some glitter to it. Unfortunately, it doesn't really come through in the lighting in here. I'm sure you get it outside or some better lighting, and you'll be able to see that right there. You can kind of see some of that. My camera will stay focused. So that's the paint on the trucker bike. I'm sure we'll see more with the saddlebags and that kind of stuff later.